Ah. Hello, everybody. Good evening to you. How are you? How are you doing? Um, this is a minute past 8. Let's see. How long can we wait? How long can we wait? Let's just say an extra 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't think we have that much time. So, better. Oh, I don't think that was good. Hello, everybody. Good evening. You're welcome to class. This is 4 minutes past 8, and I think we are ready to start. Let's just begin, right? I'm excited. Are you excited? I would like to know your name. If you're just joining, I'd like to know your name and where you're joining from. Just let me just feel your mood, where you're joining from, and what I can call you. And maybe you can tell me your expectation for the class. I have 1 minute more. We're starting at exactly 5 minutes past 8. Okay, it's 5 minutes past 8 already. Okay, so if you're here, you can still drop your name and all that. We're just going to get into um, show don't tell. So when we say show don't tell, right? What do we mean? So let's say you're a writer and someone comes to you and says, "Oh, you're just telling us. Like, show it. Use your words. Show. Calm down. Breathe." You can see show don't tell as simply saying, describing, and not explaining. So one of the things you're going to get from this class, after the class, I'm going to send you. If you are on the WhatsApp group, we have a WhatsApp group called the Writers Authors Hub. If you are on that group, you are going to get from us uh, a participant workbook, number one, and two, YouTube link for our writing resources. We have a compilation of writing resources that I think are very useful, verified by me. I've listened to them and I've seen how that they can be quite helpful. Okay, so they just brought the light, and I think it's affecting my front light. But if you can hear me, that's fine. I'm not concerned about you hearing me because I'm soon going to share my screen. So basically, as I was saying about show and tell is simply means describing and not explaining. So what do we mean when they say show something? We want you to be able to tell us how a person is angry, and not just tell us he's angry. We want you to tell us how that this product that you're trying to market to us will help us, rather than just telling us it's a very good product, it will help you. How? So you are describing it. You are describing how it is a fine blend, how it is made from so 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 and so so so. You are you're using words to make us imagine a picture, not just giving us the picture. So that's showing. Showing is you describing to us what makes a house beautiful. Oh, I came to the house and it was so beautiful. How? How was it beautiful? So you're leaving too much to the reader's assumptions. You're leaving too much to the reader's imagination. And the person's imagination might not be all that. Let's say the reader has never seen a beautiful house in his or her own opinion. Maybe the reader is in an environment where there are no beautiful houses, right? So you cannot just say, "Oh, I came to a beautiful house." How would the reader know what made or qualified that house as beautiful? Are you describing the lawns? Are you describing how the lushness of the green grass matched the depth of the green that was used on the walls of the house? Are you describing how it also linked to the interior that focused on? Are you, if you're getting what I am saying, you can drop a comment. I like interactive classes as much as I like to talk. I also like to hear you because I'm going to be asking you questions and you are going, someone said soup. What kind of soup? Obono soup, abi stew, abi egusi soup. Showing oh, showing oh, showing. So you have to show this thing. So just say soup. I caught you there. All right, thank you very much. It shows that you're listening and you are here. Okay, I think you meant sure. All right. Anyway, that was a joke about the soup. So if you want to show, have it in mind, right? As someone who is learning how to write and learning or trying to hone your skill, even if you are a seasoned writer, the whole idea of show, don't tell is for you to describe and not just tell us what it is or explain what it is, for you to be able to paint words or put words in that writing that will make us generate an image that suits what you want. So you want to say that you are launching a new product, okay, and your new product is one that is good. Yes, you just told us that it's good, Abby. Okay, thank you. You have not evoked any form of emotion in me. You have not told me how that product is good. You have not described the way it was formulated. You have not I know you want to be concise, right? I know you want to be effective in your communication and just, be concise. You don't have to want to use long words. But see, there's a difference between being concise, right? And being bland. A lot of the time, when we do not employ the show don't tell principle, our write ups just become bland. That's why sometimes it's so easy to pick up um, a chat GPT write up that was not humanized or further edited or broken down, because it's always so you can go, you cannot go. You can this, you can this. And then there's an M dash in between. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. But it's not every time that life goes like cause and effect, right? Someone writing, your human mind is so spontaneous, right? Do you know that the way the human mind thinks is so spontaneous that part of how you know an AI writing is because the word count is usually almost similar. The word count in a sentence is usually almost similar. The writing style is very uniform. The human mind does not write like that. And there's a certain level of beautiful chaos that comes into a write-up that is written like, a very, very creative mind. And sometimes maybe you have worked with these AI tools for a long time, and you've gotten to start thinking like that. No matter how you think like AI, you will not be AI. There's a part of you that will always come out in your writing. Do you understand? So so that's why it's easy, because a lot of the time their write-ups are so bland. They just lack that extra ability to carve out an imagination, carve out an imagery for you, and for you to be able to carve out a proper imagery that people can read and build and form that thing in their heads. You have to use words that describe. Okay, so when it comes to children, there are so many aspects of it that um, you can't teach in 1 hour. Obviously, this is already 13 minutes past 8, right? You cannot teach it in 1 hour. So I'm going to try as much as possible to say a lot and make sure that we grab it. I try to go online with my phone so that it might be clearer, but somehow it wasn't giving me what I wanted. I wanted to be able to share my screen, so I had to drop that and use the laptop. So I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me well. And let's get started with the slides. So basically, the slides I have on my I shouldn't call it a slide. It's not a slide. It's a workbook which I would share after this class. I'll share to those on the WhatsApp group that joined the live. Yes, 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 yes. So I just have like a list of tasks. We're going to be looking at each sentence and see how they moved from telling to showing. Okay, thank you. Let's go to it quickly. You have done me well. You have done me well, Jesus. No, no sharing tab audio. Okay, so if you can see my screen, say hello. Hello. Okay, Okay, here I Okay, so exactly what I said. Telling means telling the writer. Telling means the writer states the idea directly. That's when you just tell the reader he's beautiful, or rather she's beautiful. He's fine. He's intelligent. The boy was intelligent. How? Like, showing means the writer gives the reader enough action, detail, dialogue, evidence, or example to understand the idea. So if you want to tell us that the boy is intelligent, how would you tell us? Let me throw it open. How would you tell us? Let me know if you have been listening. How would you tell us? If Thank you very much. Yes, you can see my screen. I can see my screen too. So, if you want to know that, okay, this person is intelligent, how would you tell us? We just, okay, he's intelligent. No, you tell us how that when in class, he's able to, okay, you're only using another word to replace intelligent. You will say, oh, wow, the boy is sharp. Well, that oh wow, right, will tell me as a reader that the person who is looking at this boy was excited, right? That is showing. But this one, so that I said the boy is sharp, is actually telling. You're telling me he's sharp. How? Give me details. Like, how is he sharp? He passed the primary school exam, the primary school, here we call it primary school living certificate, right, in Nigeria. So he passed the primary school exam with all A's, no assistance, and without even reading for more than 2 or 3 hours before the exam. I would say he came out best in his class. Okay, all right, that's closer. That's closer. A better way would be, let's say, if it is in a story, we'll paint it in such a way that we say, okay, the teacher Femi always refers to Kokoni because, oh my God, your comments are hilarious. Mr. Femi always refers to Kokoni because he's able to respond to Mr. Femi's questions without referring to his book. He's able to get all A's in his assignment without much cancellation. You know, there's a way we can just fine tune these sentences. We're not necessarily telling, oh, this boy is intelligent, right? What we are doing is telling you the things that he is doing to show that he's intelligent. Do you get? So you're not telling me, oh, this boy is the best in his class. You're telling me the things that he is doing in his class to be the best. Are we getting it? Okay, so let's quickly go back. Ah, hey God, 18 minutes past 8 already. Hey, I said I was going to take like 10 examples. Okay, so let me be fast, right? So I have examples here. I should have. In fact, I feel like I'm using my hand to cover the answer. So telling is saying, the man was angry. Now look at the example of showing. He pushed the chair back and left the room without touching his food. His face. Okay, so this is even short, right? We can even add his lips were close together grimly, right? We can say, while going away, he didn't say a word. While walking out, he didn't say a word, neither did he look at Jamila. He picked up his bag and slammed the door on his way out. You did not need to tell us that man was angry. We have seen it that he was angry. In fact, he doesn't want to talk to anybody in his household. He shall bang door. So we have imagined him. Why? Okay, the reason why you really need to do this is because you cannot really tell the level of imagination of your readers. Some of us are very imaginative. I myself, oh my god, I think in dragons and dots and lines. Like, so you cannot categorically put me in a box when it comes to creativity, right? So showing helps you to fine tune what your reader will be getting. So showing how a house is arranged will help your reader know how that man walked out of his parlor. So you say, okay, Mr. Femi's house was very tidy. How was it tidy? You can describe how he layers his clothes. You can describe how he uses his clothes, uses colors to arrange his clothes. This comment section, you people are distracting me. The boy finished work. Okay, I am not. In fact, I'm going to mute you at this point. Okay, so you when you want to, okay, the this man is very tidy. How is it being tidy, right? You show how he's folding his clothes. Maybe he's using some certain type of color markings. You can show him always waking up and sweeping his house so that there will not be sand, right? We can show how that he uses just minimalist colors like white, the wall, pristine colors, you know. All these type of things will just add to you. The reader will be able to um deduce that this person is a very neat and clean person, right? Okay, so let's go further to another example. The office was beautiful. I like this one. Showing sunlight came through the glass wall, touching the cream desks, green plants, and framed team photos along the hallway. Imagine that in your head, like sunlight coming through the glass wall, right? Or the window. Let's use the window, touching the cream desk. So you already imagine a desk that's cream in color, plants, green plants, and framed team photos along the hallway. So imagine sun coming into an office. You know, this can even be tweaked or this can even be better. So this is just an example. By the time you, let me say, put it into context, put it into the story, or put it into whatever you're trying to show, right? You'll be able to say, okay, you can say, okay, in a room, in this, in that, and all of that. So next example, our training is practical. Yay. If I just say, my training is very practical. How? So remember I said each session ends a worksheet, a live writing task, and feedback trainees can apply immediately. It's very different from our training is practical. In the video I shared this morning on my YouTube on my social media platforms, and like, okay, come to class with your intelligence, with your intelligence cap, with your biro and your notes. That automatically gives you an idea that you are going to be taking down notes. That automatically gives you an idea that you are going to be thinking, you're going to be answering questions. I could have as well gone ahead in the video and said, I'm going to be asking questions. I'm describing how that training will be practical, not necessarily telling you, oh, we have a practical training. So that's like using evidence to show something, evidence of something. So in that example where I asked like, okay, tell me how this person is intelligent. We can use evidence. He passed all his primary six exams. He got an award for best in his class. Da 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 da. We can use specific detail. He always ensures that his assignments are done. He answered in so manner. You can use dialogue. Telling they were avoiding a money conversation. See the showing. The landlord called again, she said. He kept his eyes on the television. I heard you the first time. So you have not just managed to tell us that the money conversation is a problem, you have managed to show us a little bit of tension in the room without necessarily telling us, the house was tense. You get it? Okay, before I go ahead, I want to check your comments. Okay, you could not comment again. Oh my god. Okay, no problem. I give you room to comment. Comment as you like. I would get to answer your questions as we go ahead. So feel free to ask questions, right? Feel free to ask questions. Please feel free to ask questions. So we can use before and after. Telling her confidence improved. How did it improve? In fact, the telling is making me angry. Let me just go to the showing side. In her first week, she waited for instructions before touching any task. By the final month, she was preparing reports and presenting updates without being asked. You that's reading it, have you not seen like how she was before and after and how that she has actually improved? You didn't have to say her confidence improved. Now, the thing that I noticed why a lot of writers tend to tilt towards telling rather than showing is because we feel that it will be too long. That's the major thing I've noticed that people writers have in mind when they stop showing. They feel like it will be too long. They're describing it too long. They're wasting time. Well, sometimes it can be too long, but that's why you need an editor. I'd rather you show first and then we can reduce the showing than not even showing at all and just going to using telling her confidence improved, her this. Calm down. Do you know that sometimes when you rush your story, how like let me pace myself so that you understand what I'm about to say. When you want to hurry your story, hmm? When you want to hurry your story, a lot of the time you end up giving your reader not enough room to fully understand your story. That moment in your story where you feel like this thing is too slow, right? It's too slow. Relax. In those moments, right, you are building the framework for different scenes that might come off as fast paced. Let's say you're writing a book that they are going to fight in that parlor. If you don't take time, right, to establish the location where this fight is going to take place, how do you think that fighting scene will be when it gets to that point? It will be chaotic because that particular location, let's say it's a room, the room itself wasn't properly formed in terms of imagery for the reader to fully understand where things are placed. So you are going to put the reader in such a situation like when you are trying to, I don't know if any of us use ChatGPT to, let's say, create an image, and when you are trying to create an image and the thing doesn't come out right, and then you put in another word, like okay, another prompt, and AI will give you another weird thing. And then by the time you are trying to correct the second thing, everything has scattered. By the time you want to correct the fourth thing, in fact, it has gone upside down. Right? That is what you are doing to your reader. And it's not fair for someone who takes their time to read your book Have them in mind when you're writing. And which brings me to the editor's demonstration. When I, as an editor, am reading your book, I'm actually asking, what are you trying to say? Because I want to be able to say, okay, what are you trying to say? Not just what you are saying. Because when you are telling, you are just saying. And in that saying, there's always something underlining. Like, what is your core? Like, what is the real thing you want to say here? And then we'll say, okay, what would this look like in real life? In real life. There's one, the, the book community on Instagram is so funny sometimes. So they are giving reviews about some things that writers write. Um, when there was a skit I saw, and then the girl was reading the book, and the hook was when writers say he smiled through his teeth, and then she was trying to smile like she was trying to imagine it like smiling through her teeth. So it's really weird when so right we just in trying to like describe something, right? We just go in another direction altogether. So it's okay. Everybody has poetic license to do what they ought to do, right? So it's fine. Now, I as an editor, I'm going to tackle that line and like, what would this look like in real life? Like if I were to describe the dreamy eyes of a protagonist, for instance, it look like? What detail, action, evidence, or example will help the reader believe it? Like if I want to show that this protagonist is someone that has people in mind, is someone that is loving, is caring. I have to show specific details that show how that he is caring. So let's say he's the protagonist on a date with his girlfriend or a friend that he wants to date, and then without asking he picks up her bag, without asking he covers the edge of the table where she wants to bend her head. We're already seeing like small glimpses of how that he's thoughtful. I'm getting it. Instead of I was very thoughtful. So um we can also use that like in mind when we are writing. We think about the reader, we think about how the reader will be able to see it in real life. We think about the extra things that we can describe to add to a sentence that will make the reader capture that image, capture that sentence in the best possible way. So this is 8:33. I would love to pause for questions. If you have questions, you can just quickly drop them. I'm going to count to 60 in my head for questions. If you don't answer within 60 seconds, I'll just go ahead. Oh, I just noticed how this thing is showing. Let me see how I can make it better so that you thumbnails. Let's see if this will work. Oh, better. This is great. This is wonderful. I love it like this. I love it like that. Dun, 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 dun. I I think you can literally feel my excitement. I love talking about the showtell. It makes your writing so much better. And if you are if you are someone that wants to dabble or go into storytelling, this is the greatest, in my opinion, right? The greatest tool or skill that you can master when you're able to describe and not explain. not explain yourself. Describe. These details matter. They matter a lot. So I'm going to just go ahead and hope that you get me. So, how else can we show? We can show with emotion. Let's say we want to describe, we want to let the reader know how someone is feeling. Hmm? She was nervous about before the interview. She was nervous about the interview. Showing, she wiped her palms on her skirt. We can say her palms started to get sticky. Then she noticed she was already sweating in places she couldn't even mention. She wiped her palms on her skirt, checked the file for the upteenth time, stood up too quickly as for the upteenth time. When a name was being called, she stood up too quickly without even realizing that she was not the one being called. See, Igbo should give me high collate. High collate. I got this. High collate for me. So, in business writing, right, let's say you are trying to market your organization's task, or you are trying to market your organization's goal. When you want to tell, that would be like we are experienced consultants, right? But let's see the flip side of it. We have supported authors, SMEs, and training teams with editorial review, content planning, business documents, staff templates, and launch strategy. Look at these two. Which one do you think will evoke the right emotion that will lead to a sale? Which one do you think? Because we are we're talking about showing and not telling, right? Show don't tell. And it doesn't apply to just say you are an author and you want to write book. It applies to every form of writing, your content writing, your marketing strategies, your copywriting, your brand statements, your vision, your goals. If you write in such a bland way, people you want to be able to write in a way that will evoke the emotion of everyone that is reading. And it is emotions that make people stay. It is interest that make people stay on a post. And if you don't evoke the person's emotion, the person will not be interested in what you have to say. You feel me? So instead of just saying, oh, we are experienced consultants, how? We have supported authors, SMEs, training teams with editorial review, content planning, business documents, staff templates, and launch strategy. Like we literally do this at Near Concepts NG. If I just come and tell you, oh, we're experienced consultants, you will still not know everything within the Mere Concepts NG ecosystem. Yes, we support authors. Yes, we also support SMEs who are trying to do their business writing. And then we train teams as well. We support authors with editorial review. We support SMEs with content planning. We train teams with business document on business writing, business documents. We create staff templates and training materials, and even launch strategies. So when you're hearing these things, you're picking out the reader or the reader of what you're writing, or the person hearing what you have written that is being voiced or played out for the person. The person is going to be picking out areas in what you are saying that aligns with them. So it will give you an immediate conversion faster than, well, experienced consultants. which makes it not only a skill or a tool for non-fiction writing, novels. No, it is for every form of writing. It is for every form of writing that seeks to evoke emotion, form of writing that seeks to go from standard writing to storytelling. It is for every form of writing in the 21st century, in this century that we are in now, that seeks to hold the interest and the that seeks to hold the interest of everyone who comes across what they write or what they are selling. So let's say your social media caption, growth is not easy. Okay. Showing. Some days, growth looks like deleting a paragraph, opening a fresh page, and trying again with what you now understand. Uh-uh. Which of them feels closer to home, especially for you now that you have gone through this training, right? You're like, okay, I think I'm better equipped to write better. So, um, growth for you would be deleting that paragraph you already wrote, opening a fresh page, and trying again with what you now know about showing and not telling. That is growth. So you look at yourself like, oh, I've grown. Oh. So when you see such a media caption, it touches your insight. It touches your insight. Oh my God. Hallelujah. So, in academic writing, leadership affects employee performance. Now, showing leadership affects employee performance by setting clear expectations, giving timely feedback, assigning responsibility, and creating a work environment where staff know what is required of them. Leadership affects employee performance. Vague. So vague. Okay, how? Describe. How does it affect leadership performance? Because leadership sets clear expectations. When you set clear expectations for your employees, they improve. When you give timely feedback on what an employee does, they improve. When you assign responsibility to an employee, clear job task, clear KPIs, they improve. When you create a work environment where staff know what is required of them per time per season, they're not just moping around, they're not lost in thought, that would affect employee performance. Like, no matter how little, it will definitely affect employee performance. Now, the person who is reading this is not only clear as to how leadership affects employee performance. The person reading it knows the exact rubrics that makes leadership affect employee performance, and you do not have to like. Hallelujah. This is 8:43. I hope I'm not talking too fast. I think that we would almost end here. Um, Let me stop sharing for now and go to the end of this workshop so that we can round up. I have loads of examples, like loads of examples, um, that pertain to different types. Okay, so um, basically, if there's anything I would want you to take from this class is the fact that when it comes to show don't tell, remember that you do not merely announce your meaning. You help the reader to see what you are saying. You do not merely claim value, you prove it, right? You don't just name the emotion like angry. No, give it details, give action, draw out dialogue, draw out evidence, the way we talked about the before and after. Give clear examples that will make the reader picture these things in their mind and get the right thing that you are saying. Okay, so this workbook I'm using is one that is for practice, right? It's for you to, in your own words, you show what you have learned from this. And a good way to maximize it is to fill it and send it back so that you can get clear feedback from us. That, okay, you did the right thing. Yeah, you didn't do the right thing. Yeah, da da da, yeah, da, yeah, da, yeah, da, yeah, da, yeah, da. So after everything that we've learned, the other parts of the workbook are like practice exercise that you can do in your spare time and all. So this class is just a teaser, right? Um, so the end, I want to just quickly add like a quick checklist. Well, that's beautiful. I think this is also in your workbook. Yes, it's in the workbook. Yeah, I'm excited. I put it in. Okay, so when you are writing, you should have things in mind like is my sentence too vague? Like the leadership example that we had. Is my sentence too vague? Can the reader see, feel, or understand what I'm trying to say? Have I used words that just tell emotion and don't describe, like professional, nice, beautiful? The first example that we did about beautiful, the house is beautiful. How? You don't use words like that. Yes, such a beautiful girl. Tell me how. Describe. So if you are saying it, you need to show proof. You need to defend your word. Okay, so in your workbook you have red flag words that when you use it you would have to like show proof of what you're saying or how this is believable. Okay, so I think that's the end of this particular shouldn't tell. This is just a taster, a teaser. This one, our class is supposed to, just give trainees the foundation. There's a full paid course that can expand the same principle with deeper practice in fiction scenes, your social media write-ups, your storytelling for your brand, your newsletters. Newsletters are so much fun these days. Thank you guys, you're doing great. Your product description, your business proposals, your grants, you want to write a grant and you're just telling, you're not evoking emotion, you're not, hallelujah. So the major thing I would advise is for you to use this workbook as a live introduction, right? Um, then, sorry, I meant like use this with this live introduction that I have done for you. Like I said, it's an introductory class. So use this workbook with the live introductory class so that you can get the full benefit of this class. I'm so happy that you were able to join. If you know that you would like to be among the next class, and or if you know that you want to learn more on the show don't tell principle, like I said, there's a full paid course on that would expand this same principle with deeper practices in different areas and walks of life. It is really really very the worksheet is loaded with over 100 examples of the show don't tell principle, and it gives you in assignments to work on. So you're not just reading, you are literally working out what you're learning. So it's not just it's practical in the sense that it makes you write, it makes you think about the story you have in mind, it makes you think about the reader, it asks you questions that question what you have written down. So at the end of the day, those checklists that I mentioned it reminds you of them and makes you think of them as you go about your writing. So if you want to be a part of or part of that course, and you want to maximize that full paid course, just send a message on the WhatsApp group. If you're not on the WhatsApp group, you can send a DM on YouTube now and say, okay, paid course. But if you want, if you're on the WhatsApp group, you can send a DM on the WhatsApp group saying paid course. And this is 10 minutes to 8, exactly when I said I was going to round up. So it is good. If you have any questions, this is the time for you to ask me questions because in 5 minutes, I'm gonna be out of your face. I'm gonna be out of your face. I'm gonna be out. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Funny enough, or funnily, a few years back, I was in an NGO where everyone had to pick an adjective that starts with the first letter of their name, and mine was amazing. So I used to be called Amazing Only. And you just use amazing. Say, yay! That means I'm truly amazing and thank you for joining this class. I appreciate each and every one of you, and to everyone who made my comment section hilarious. Thank you very much. See you guys. I'm out. Peace out. Bye. Sometimes I got a feeling. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.